Most boat owners read the monthly rate and sign the contract. That is the only part of the document the marina needs you to focus on. Everything else, the auto-renewal window, the lien language, the liability waiver, the live aboard threshold buried in Section 14, is written to be ignored. Not because it is hidden, because boring language in a contract is the most expensive kind. 10 storage structures. 5 that use the fine print as a revenue mechanism. 5 that have built something you can actually trust. By the end of this, you will know exactly which clauses to find before you sign. Trap 1. The auto-renewal rate. Escalation windows standard marina contracts auto-renew with a written cancellation window of 30 to 90 days before the end date. Miss that window by 1 day and the contract renews at the new rate. And the new rate is not the old one. Private marinas in high-demand coastal markets average annual rate increases of 8 to 12% on auto-renewed agreements. In Miami, Newport, and San Diego, documented escalations on multi-year auto-renewed contracts have reached 22 to 35% over 3 years. The marina is not required to remind you the window is closing. The contract does not require them to. A boat owner who missed the cancellation deadline twice since 2021 is paying 18 to 26% more for the same slip today without a single negotiation. Put the cancellation deadline in your calendar the day you sign. Trap 2. Mandatory fees, excluded from the advertised rate. The rate on the marina's website is the cost of the slip. It is not the cost of storing your boat. On an annual storage contract advertised at $7,500 to $10,000 per year, mandatory services add $1,800 to $5,200 before the boat touches the water. Haul out, $800 to $2,400. Pressure wash, $200 to $600. Launch fee, $800 to $2,400. Blocking and stands, $400 to $900. None of these are optional. All of them are excluded from the advertised rate. Ask for the complete fee schedule, not the rate sheet, before you sign. The marina that will not provide it is telling you how the relationship will be managed. Trap 3. Maritime lien language and the $200 problem maritime law gives marinas a possessory lien over vessels for unpaid dockage. Most boat owners know this in general terms. What most do not know is how far their specific contract extends it. Aggressive marina contracts apply the lien to any charges incurred on the premises. Under that language, a disputed $200 fuel charge gives the marina legal grounds to detain a $400,000 vessel until the dispute closes. Your remedy is to pay under protest and litigate afterward, or leave the boat where it sits. Find the lien clause. If it extends beyond unpaid dockage to any charges on the premises, ask for a written modification before you sign. Trap 4. The pre-signed liability. Waiver standard marina contracts limit the marina's liability for weather events and third-party damage. The aggressive version goes further. It waives the marina's liability for its own negligence. Pre-signed negligence waivers have been upheld in Florida, Texas, and California when a floating dock collapsed, a power pedestal started a fire, and a travelift dropped a boat. In each case, the contract language held. There is a secondary consequence. Insurance companies reviewing marina damage claims request the storage contract. A pre-signed negligence waiver gives the insurer grounds to deny the claim on the basis that you contractually assumed the risk. A marina unwilling to accept liability for its own negligence is describing its maintenance standards. Trap 5. The live aboard reclassification trigger. This clause exists in the majority of US marina contracts. It is disclosed. It is never explained at signing. Standard contracts define live aboard use as sleeping aboard more than 7 to 14 consecutive nights or more than 30 nights per calendar year. Crossing that threshold without written approval triggers additional fees of $200 to $600 per month and, in some contracts, constitutes a material breach that allows the marina to terminate the agreement. A 10-day cruise that ends with the owner waiting aboard for a weather window. 2 weeks sleeping aboard during a winter refit. Both can cross the trigger. A marina that wants to reclaim a slip for a higher-paying tenant has grounds to act on that clause. Request a written live aboard addendum at signing. Most marinas will grant it at no charge. The ones that will not want the clause available. If this is the first contract-level breakdown of marina agreements you have seen, subscribe. No marina sponsorships, no affiliate arrangements, just the language. Worth it 1. Municipal and county-operated marinas. Public marinas are governed by elected accountability, public records law, and published rate schedules that require a public process to change. City and county-operated marinas in San Diego, Seattle, and Annapolis publish complete fee schedules as public records. Rate increases require public approval. The lien and liability language is standardized and publicly reviewable before you sign. Rates average 20 to 35% below comparable private marinas in the same markets. The waitlists are real. San Diego's public slip waitlist runs 3 to 7 years for popular vessel lengths. Put your name on the list today. Worth it 2. Yacht Club affiliated storage. Member-governed marinas operate under one structural protection private marinas cannot replicate. Rate increases require a member vote. The people setting your storage fees are the people paying them. Yacht Club storage runs 15 to 25% below comparable private marina rates after accounting for dues and initiation fees. The governance protection compounds over a long tenancy. A yacht club that raises rates 15% without a member vote loses members. That financial discipline is structural, not voluntary. Worth it 3. Marinas with published complete fee schedules. Approximately 15% of private marinas in the United States publish a complete fee schedule: storage rate, haul out, launch, pressure wash, power charges, live aboard threshold, auto-renewal window as a single publicly accessible document before contract execution. A marina that publishes the full cost structure before you ask has made a decision about how it operates. Ask for the complete fee schedule as the first step in any marina conversation. The response tells you more about the relationship you are entering than anything on the website. Worth it 4. Marinas with explicit negligence, liability, retention. These marinas exist. A contract that retains liability for the marina's own negligence is written by a management team confident in its operations. You cannot retain negligence liability while running floating docks past their service life or operating travel lifts without certified operators. Marinas in competitive markets, the Pacific Northwest, the Great Lakes, coastal New England, are more likely to retain this liability because the pressure to keep long-term tenants is higher. Ask directly, does this contract waive the marina's liability for its own negligence? The marina that answers no is describing its maintenance culture. Worth it 5. Dockwire and Marinas.com verified review. History's Dockwire and Marinas.com aggregate verified reviews from transient and annual tenants across thousands of US marinas. A marina with 50 or more reviews over 3 years and a sustained rating above 4.4 has a documented track record you can read before signing anything. Read the 1- and 2-star reviews specifically, not for the rating, but for the pattern. 3 reviews mentioning unexpected fees in the same contract year is a fee management practice. Consistent mentions of responsive maintenance is a maintenance culture. The rating is a summary. The text is the data. 5 contracts, 5 different ways to use language you agreed to before you had a reason to care. The auto-renewal clause locks you into an 8 to 12% annual rate increase when you miss a notice window no one reminded you about. The advertised rate excludes $1,800 to $5,200 in mandatory fees. The extended lien language gives the marina possessory rights over a $400,000 vessel for a $200 dispute. The pre-signed negligence waiver removes the marina's liability for its own failures and gives your insurer grounds to deny the claim. The live aboard threshold reclassifies 2 weeks aboard as a material breach. The 5 Worth Your Business publish what they charge, govern by member vote, retain liability for their own negligence, and have a review record you can verify. The contract is in front of you. The auto-renewal window is on page 2. The lien clause is in section 9. Now you know which page to turn to first.